Yeah, I just wanted to point out as well that when you think about how climate change is expressed at ground level, it's drought, fire, flood, heat waves, and extreme weather events, and
Right.
they're all signs of a broken water cycle.
Hello and welcome to the Circularists. And today I'm delighted to be speaking with Steve Boniwell from Australia, who is one of the founders of PSKL. Steve, welcome. Welcome to the Circularists, the first
Thank you very
episode
much,
of
Karen.
2024.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the opportunity.
It's good to have you with us. So you are one of the founders of PSKL. What is Water for All?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So PSKL Water for All, we're an Australian startup company, and we work to reduce drought, fire, flood, and changing climates by rapidly restoring water cycles. So one of my co-founders and myself, we both have a permaculture design background of designing landscapes to build topsoil and enhance water function,
Right.
and we bring some additional element to that as well. Yeah.
Amazing. And there is a story. There's a backstory to how you met your co-founders. Would you tell us about that?
Yep. So I'm in the dry tropics in far north Queensland, and for some years I'd been developing a strategy to capture the extreme runoff we have that normally washes away our topsoil and organic matter. And I wanted to have a passive way of capturing that and pumping it. And I was really looking for someone to help me develop it further, and approach different people, and people, some with a lot of expertise. They didn't have the capacity to take on developing a project with me. And I was very blessed to come across a guy, Ali, a Pakistani guy. He introduced permaculture to Pakistan, which was the first to do that. He's also a mechatronics engineer. Part of an interesting part of Ali's story is some years prior, he'd had a motorbike accident and he'd gone into a coma. And after some time, he'd come out of the coma and he was bedridden for a while and told that he'd never walk again.
Well,
And while he was in bed, he was, with his permaculture and engineering background, he was like, how can I remediate the rivers, the highly polluted rivers outside in my city of Islamabad? And was developing a process through that. And after some time, got better, recovered fully. And yeah, and he started an initiative, Pani Sabke Liye, which is what the PSKL stands for, which
right.
means water for everyone. Yeah. And when I approached him, he was really excited about what I was doing. And he said, there's a whole other dimension that I can bring to this. And his Water for All initiative really resonated with me. And so that was the start of Ali and my um, getting together and developing this. And then Myra, a longtime family friend, she brings some great business and finance experience, and she's a real blessing to the co-founder team as well.
Amazing. Isn't it amazing how out of that tragedy and his time to think, he comes up with this vision that matches perfectly with the co-founder you were looking for.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a sense of destiny about it, hasn't it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think so Steve, the solution that you've come up with, is it a good time to show our audience a video to explain
Mm-hmm.
what we're looking at here? Because it's very technical.
So it's not especially technical. It's simple, but it's different. So it is a great idea to show the video
Okay.
because we're using unpowered technology to accelerate living systems. So go ahead.
Unpowered technology to accelerate living systems.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take a look.
How can deserts be transformed rapidly into rainforest? Deserts have rare rain events and can experience extreme runoff when it finally does rain. Evaporation is very high. We can capture extreme rain runoff in long swales and store it in a dam. We can then release the water to a fuelless pump that pumps water to higher water storage. The pump is powered by water. A percentage is pumped and the majority is discharged. The pump can be turned on and off with a high-flow, unpowered evaporation-activated valve. This means that the discharged pump water is never too much for the soil or plants. The valve doesn't need electricity, internet or Wi-Fi. It is a reliable low-tech innovation, making it ideal for remote sites and tough conditions. The pump is self-regulating and self-priming. By providing regular moisture at appropriate rates over large areas, plus fuelless pumping, we can rehydrate and regenerate deserts. We can increase infiltration time by 100. This means pioneer plant species can start growing and soil can be improved. The rapid improved water cycle will help regenerate at the fastest rate possible. This enables supercharged plant succession. Rapid recharge of groundwater with rain improves groundwater quality and raises the water table of the surrounding area. Fresh water is less dense and sits on top of the poorer quality water. Trees and vegetation can also regulate the water table and salinity. The best place to store water, store carbon, and grow food is in the soil.
You could see that it's like having an irrigated garden on a massive scale. You're capturing runoff from a really large area and you're increasing the infiltration time 100-fold.
100-fold?
So, 100-fold or more. You know, that's quite a conservative estimate. So in this second quick clip, I could show you just what exactly is meant by that to make it really clear to people that it's the increase in infiltration time that's increased, the point where water comes in contact with the ground, and that's why you get such amazing results.
Fantastic. Okay, let's take a look at that now.
The most simple example would be in an arid desert with a total rainfall time duration of 2 hours for the year. If we catch runoff from a large area and pump and infiltrate runoff for 2 hours every day during the year, we have increased infiltration time by 365 times. Regular, appropriate moisture, infiltrated over large areas, means pioneer species can grow much faster than normal.
So Steve, we've just watched the video of how your product works. What are the different use cases for this? How many different scenarios could you see this working?
Yeah, the Amazon is really struggling at the moment due to extreme heat. There's a lot of biodiversity dying at the moment. There's a lot of trouble in Panama with the Panama canals not having enough water. It's halving its shipping, global shipping.
Yeah, right.
So restoring that watershed, you could have a lot more functional global shipping routes. Yeah, I just wanted to point out as well that when you think about how climate change is expressed at ground level, it's drought, fire, flood, heat waves, and extreme weather events. And
Right.
they're all signs of a broken water cycle. So improving the water cycle can go a long way in mitigating that on your little patch of the earth.
Interesting.
And the earth, yeah.
So those images those horrendous images that we saw of charred forests and beautiful little koalas sort of tiptoeing across the burning embers, this could remedy and prevent those sorts of scenarios, right?
Yes, so in that context, Australia and quite a lot of other brittle climates are in a drought, fire, flood cycle. It's a degenerative cycle. It's very hard to get out of. So in introducing our strategy, we'd be raising the water table, improving groundwater quality. It'd be increasing humidity, increasing soil moisture, so you can have active soil moisture, active soils for longer, more fungi, There's
Okay.
more evapotranspiration from the trees. There's more aerosols from the trees, creating clouds. Trees and ecosystems create these aerosols, which are the cloud condensation nuclei for rain.
Right.
So there's a whole range of interconnected benefits that our
Amazing.
strategy.
Yes. So the earth and the air will have more moisture in them, and so they're not these sort of dry kindling for forest fires, for ground fires.
Definitely.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's some impact. So I want to ask you something. Just moving across to the fashion industry. So that's an area that I'm very interested in, because it's the negative impacts on the planet are colossal, and 20% of water pollution, freshwater pollution around the globe is caused by the fashion industry, with the pumping of toxins and dyes and effluents into fresh waterways. Would your product bring solution there?
Yes, yep. That's another framework that we've developed, another methodology, river remediation,
Right.
where polluted water can be put through ecosystems, particularly wetlands. Wetlands are very good at filtering things. If there's specific chemicals that might need to be fine-tuned, and it's not as simple as just nutrient, but definitely living systems can improve a lot of water, and then you can feed that water back through a wetland or an ecosystem and feed it back into the river, and people can benefit.
What's your vision? What impact do you see this product having in the world?
We think it's got exciting application for developing countries.
Yeah.
If you can improve the water cycle, enable nature to build topsoil, improve your weather patterns, increase productivity. There's a whole range of fantastic benefits.
Yes, I can imagine.
That can be implemented simply and cheaply, and on projects, it's a great way to reduce costs of a regeneration project and to accelerate the regeneration as well.
So, Steve, what challenges are you facing as PSKL at the stage you are now? What would be some of the challenges?
We're a early stage startup, so we're keen to connect with people and projects who can see the simplicity and reliability of what we're doing, and can see the exciting benefits, not only for people and production and climate, but biodiversity is a massive benefit as well. Water is the engine of life. Sadly, 70% of biodiversity has been lost since 1970, which is horrifying. So it really is crunch time. We're in a whole range of challenges we face. Yeah, now's the time for action.
Right.
The need is extreme.
Are you talking to governments as well as private enterprises, ventures?
We're willing to talk to anyone. We've got some initial involvement in some large projects, one in Panama and one in the Sinai. We're willing to work with anyone. We're keen to develop some pilot sites and projects, and they're quite easy to implement. As a startup, we're bootstrapping and cash strapped, and having the funds to implement these projects and dedicate time is a really important piece that we're trying to work on at the moment.
Right. So you're seeking partnerships. Are you seeking investment? Are you raising at the moment?
We're not raising as such formally. I think we're keen to join existing projects at the moment.
Right.
That our land management affects the weather patterns that we receive on the rain. Otherwise, that weather system will just happen over the ocean.
Ah, that's so insightful, and there's so much potential there to heal the land. Amazing, amazing work. Very valuable what you're doing. Steve, thank you so much for joining me on the Circularists. I really hope that we can have a part 2 where we come back and look at your progress and the impact that PSKL is having. It's an awesome project that you're working on, and I wish you every success.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks for the opportunity, and love to chat again one day.
Wonderful. Yeah, let's do it. Okay.
Sounds great.
Bye, Steve.
Thank you. See ya. Bye.
Cool. All right. So
Thanks, Karen.
I'm going to stop.